Good morning. Uh, this is Greg Feynman with UOR Investigations Paranormal, and today is Monday, March 6th, 2023 at 7:40 a.m. And I just want to briefly talk a little bit about what Fitz has been giving me. Friends in the Sky have been telling me telepathically lately. One of the things they told me is that accessing your memory is a rudimentary form of time travel. And that time travel is basically just accessing the Earth's recordings. They said they can time travel, but they can't they can't change time any more than you can change a record that you bought of Boston or Pink Floyd or any other band. When you buy the record, you can listen to it, but you can't change the words, you can't change the tempo, you can't change nothing about it. You can just listen to it. And in the same way, the Earth records everything. The time has already been written, and so they can go back and they can see it, but they can't interact with it. They can't change time any more than anyone else could. Now, we know that the Earth records because we have what's called a residual haunting. What a residual haunting is let's say there's a guy that got up every morning for 40 years, got dressed, went downstairs, grabbed his coat, and walked outside to go to work. And that's what he did over and over and over. And he did it with, compassion, with passion, with emotion, whatever. Then it's possible that you'll end up with a residual haunting because of that. And what a residual haunting is basically what appears to be a spirit, but it's with no intelligence. There's no consciousness behind it. It's just a recording of the guy going down the stairs, grabbing his coat, and walking outside. It's just a recording. And Fitz has told me how to explain a residual haunting. All right, so you take a white piece of paper with an ink pen and write the word spirit on it. All right, when you turn over the paper, it's just a blank piece of paper, okay? But this time, you write the word spirit on a piece of paper, and you write it with more anger, more emotion, like this. When you turn it over, some of the ink has bled through it, and if you notice, it's backwards. So if you see a spirit and it's a residual haunting, and he's maybe going down the stairs grabbing his coat with his right hand, more than likely he's grabbing the coat with his left hand because you're seeing a mirror image of him. But in the same way, that is what residual haunting is. The word spirit is the dimension that the spirit is in, and the bleeding through, well, that's our dimension, and we can see it, all right? And in the same way, all right, we can see that a residual haunting is just a recording, just a playback. Okay, it's not a intelligent spirit or anything. Now, Fitz has also told me how they can manipulate time, and they told me to make a graph and put right in the middle the beginning of time, 0, 0. And then 24 squares to the right is 24 hours. And each square is an hour. But time is not linear. It doesn't go from left to right. It goes left to right, but it goes up and down as well. And I made a graph, and I'm showing it right now. And as you see, the numbers go up and down and linear as well, but up and down. And in the same way, they can manipulate time like a fabric. And how it's possible is if you look at this graph, you'll see and notice that if you take all the numbers off of that graph and there's nothing there, if you just know what one of the numbers are supposed to be in that graph, you can make that same page over again. But you got to know what square that number is. And in the same way, that's how they time travel. They got to know the square to get into it. And it's the only way I can explain it. But Fitz has been telling me things slowly as I'm gaining knowledge. And they're explaining things to me in ways that I can explain it to other people. So anyways, this has been a little update on some of the things Fitz has told me. And you have a good day. Stay tuned. There's always more.